What is going on, guys? Jadon Cal here, and welcome to episode 3 of Making a Film from Scratch. What's going on, guys? It has been a while, and where am I? What am I doing? What's going on? You know, first thing I gotta say, I didn't realize how tough it was gonna be to try to film everything and do, BTS of myself while I'm making a whole film, while I'm producing a movie. It is quite a lot of work to not only be thinking 100 miles an hour, making phone calls, hiring people, going to locations, talking to actors, talking to crew, dealing with logistics, hiring, talking about crew aspects and creative things with a first AD or with, producers, and dealing with all these different aspects of life. You have your logistical brain when you're producing, your practical brain, and then you have your creative brain as the writer, director, or whatever other position you're also doing. So it's been a lot. So I think the way I'm going to take this this series moving forward will be maybe like monthly update videos rather than weekly or daily vlog type stuff like I kind of originally envisioned, just because it's so much work to produce content in general, and I really am focusing on making a high quality film. So that is my main thing. So as an update, I drove 4 days across the country from California back to Florida for post-production, for pre-production, because we are shooting here in Redington Shores, the local county of Pinellas, and we will be doing, I would say, at least 95% of our film here. So we are super excited for that. Big news, big news, big news. Check this out. Apex Skimboards, one of the top skimboarding companies, gave us not only a board, but they're on board. So we just met with Apex Skimboards. This is a original Jug Squad edition board. Check that out right there. Beautiful. So if you remember in episode 2, I said, Jack, if you see this, we want to meet with you. So the wish came true. They gave us a pretty sick board. We had dinner with Jack and the Apex team. Squirrel, shout out to Squirrel, super cool guy, connected us. He is the head designer, the artist that makes the beautiful boards over there. I'll do some insert shots and some detail shots so you can see it while I'm talking. But so we met with Apex. They are super stoked for the film. I sent them the script, I want to say, about a week ago. They're reading it, and yeah, we're working out details to work with them, to work with local skimmers, for them to help us with locations, bringing everything on board. So I'm super excited about that. So that is a huge piece of progress right there. Now, what are the next things we're moving into? Well, Jake and I have been looking at locations. I want to intercut some footage of us looking at locations as I'm talking about this. One of the main locations we're trying to find is the family house. Now, the family house is Jan's home. Jan, Chris, and Jake, the main family that the movie is about. So it's very important that we get a good family house for the sake of really capturing the essence of the energy of the town, of the story. Setting is so important. Setting is everything. Setting just gives you an initial feeling and attachment to the film, and it allows the actors and the characters to find their authenticity within those settings. So here's a possibility. Jake and I were speaking. We could set this whole thing up. Cars can park here. We can rent out this whole property for a month. Not only use it as the main house for Jan and her family, but also use it as a production base camp, as well as the living room here. Oh, here she is. All right, we're gonna go meet Joan.
Are you?
Yeah. Originally.
This is, well, that's
Number 10, lower deck.
No, but this is lower deck.
Oh, wow.
It's a cute little one.
This is insane. And how many bedrooms is it?
Two.
Two bedrooms? Oh, wow. Bedroom here. Bedroom, like a 2-bedroom.
It's
cool.
a great little, the other houses are great too.
Yeah.
I turned down a movie here.
You turned it down? Why is that?
Well, because I had a wedding coming in and it conflicted.
Yeah.
It was more important to me to keep my commitments rather than do a film.
Yeah.
My daughter's an actress anyway, so.
I actually
do this
saw that.
industry. Yeah.
I saw that. I was, yeah, she looks like she's done a lot of stuff.
Oh, she has. She's a worker.
Yeah, that's awesome. Does she ever come around here?
Yeah, she comes occasionally. She lives in Nashville.
Oh, okay.
Does she want to come down to Florida and do a film?
Huh?
Does she want to come down to Florida and do a
Maybe
film?
she could do a film.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw her, I was like, wow, she really looks.
Showed.
She really looks the part for one of the characters I'm looking to cast.
Nope, you can't come in. And this is the little one. You can take a look out, take a walk around.
Yeah.
So another thing that was really funny about this location scout and meeting Joan was that one, her daughter is a pretty well-known and established actress, as you could see in the previous screenshot. Two, she said her son was one of the first sponsored skimboarders ever in California, which was mind-blowing. So hopefully we can get in contact with that guy and I'll keep you updated from there.
So one location we were looking for is the basically the mentor of the movie. Basically he teaches the skimboarders. You know what skimboarding is?
Well, my grandson was the first sponsored skimboarder out of California.
Wait, who?
Zach Hogue.
Wait,
He was
what?
Yeah, that's my grandson. He was,
Do you know him?
We're making the first skimboarding movie ever.
yeah, he's a skimboarder.
So possibly we could make this Jan's house exterior, but she said it might be booked up for the interior. Booked up for through April. But we could use it for exterior. But what about this one too? Is this the one she's living in? Maybe we could even do some shooting here. Yeah, and then there's this path right down the beach. And this is so much the vibe, you know? Yeah, no waves here. That's why we'd have to go to the East Coast. So we've checked out cottages, motels, back lots, and this is the parking lot, the small little beach town parking lot where a lot of the scenes are going to take place between Chris and Brent and Jenny and Rosie and all of those scenes in the day and nighttime here. Also, a couple of different locations I have planned for the alleyway. For the living room are up and down this strip of the beach. Super small town. There's like a little candy kitchen just over there. It's just a bunch of little mom and pop shops and so much like small town little production value. So this could be, yeah, an entrance. They go through all this stuff. Seems like a cool little beachy getaway. And then they discover the living room. Yeah, I've been here. Yeah, we checked out this living room spot before. All right, cool, let's drive through here. It's like this whole little small town. Well, it's through that way, isn't it? No?
Oh, I think so, but yeah. Oh yeah, we did. We walked.
We could drive there. Or you can go. Can you go right?
Yeah.
Alright, so. Oh yeah, because we mentioned this place walking by here. And then he takes her. Where is it? That way?
Whatever. There's a little lot there, but there's a lot over here.
Yeah, there's one over here. Oh, and there's this one here. This kind of like empty beach lot that could kind of vibe. You could even build up some walls, like artificial brick walls, as if they're like buildings right here. And then they go into the living room. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like as if there's multiple buildings here, like businesses, and they go into here behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is definitely a good spot. possibly do a studio rental for our car scenes, because as you can hear, the motor, elements of the sky driving around.
Car stuff, so we have a trailer we can mount the car, rig the cameras and lights and stuff, so we can control the environment better and just drive. We don't have to worry about anything else. So
Music and sound effects that you can actually afford.
Let's see. So this is just an iPhone video I took. So look, hold this real quick. Just film it. Let's say we have a car. Well, can I zoom up? Hold on. Right? You're silhouetted, but yeah.
Well, because
No, you framed that right. You can light.
You'd have to light me and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that phone? Is it 1080 or?
Yeah, it's just an iPhone. But obviously we would shoot real footage, but
Yeah.
you get the picture.
I also want to intercut some other small things we're doing. So as we're continuing to produce this film, we're also doing things like getting, a trailer.
So something I didn't even realize was that my neighbor, who's also the cop car, we can use the cop car in scenes for the film. He's also got a trailer in our driveway. So we're gonna talk to him about using this trailer for the ratchet strapping the cars and being able to put the car on the trailer for scenes. That way, if we have a really crappy car that one of the characters like Jan is driving, we don't have to have it on, and we can attach, the camera to the window of the car and then tow it. So dialogue will be good. It'll be like a fully set, rigged picture car.
We visited a studio where we're looking to possibly shoot some nighttime car scenes, because the way you shoot a car, it's really tough at nighttime to be able to have good audio while you're driving at any time of the day, but in terms of visually lighting for a car while you're driving. So then there's the option of a trailer, which I'll show you that we have a trailer, but then there's also the option of a studio. We visited a studio with a big LED wall that can put any image behind the actor, behind the talent in the car, and it'll look like they're driving. So there's a couple options for that. We're looking to possibly get some name talent for Pops and Jan. Those are, like even Joan's daughter, someone who's recognizable, who could help legitimize and sell the film. We're working on additional funding because of that. I'll show you a couple screenshots of different conversations we're having about funding and about having meetings with agencies. So there's some big pluses there. But I will say, we have cast another actress. I won't say for what. I'll show you maybe a couple small clips without even dialogue, or just show her face and maybe guess what character out of the ones you've seen maybe in episode 2 that she might be playing. Super talented actress, super excited to have her on. We've been friends for a good, even just 6 months, something like that. We worked together earlier this year, and Jake and I and the team are super stoked to have her. Also, another thing that was crazy that I do want to just show a quick clip of is that a hurricane rolled through the town of Reddington, and honestly through like the whole width of the state. So I went body surfing. I wish I had more footage of the body surfing, but I do have a quick clip from the beach there. As you guys can see, location scouting, while super fun, is tough. You have to navigate a lot of things, and that basically is our biggest hurdle right now, the locations and the name talent, because the dates of the shoot kind of revolve around locking in both of those things, and you almost can't lock in one till you have the other. So it's this funny dynamic of having the chicken and the egg at the same time, similar to how it is with funding films. I've also been looking at options for vehicles. For Jan's car, she's a nurse, so she does fine enough, but she also has 2 kids, so I don't want something too nice. Also the whole film, I'm trying to make it feel like the era of the early 2000s, even if I can't fully accomplish that with the budget.
Yo, now that I think about it, what if instead of just like a regular car or a truck, Jan drove something like that? This is my family's neighbor across the street. It's like a Jeep that he renovated by himself, and it seats a few people. That could be really cool for Jan. Really like stylistic, kind of fit the whole beach vibe. It's got fishing pole holders on the front of the car. Maybe they let us rock it for the film. One of the next things we're working on is locking in more skimmers. We talked to Adrian Raza, his manager, so maybe I'll show a little bit of that conversation. I kind of realized with phone calls and stuff, I haven't really been asking for anybody's permission to film it. So you know, I think I'm gonna keep those clips to a minimum, but just to show, you know, kind of the energy of what they're like. And I can't give away too much or make too much public. So these videos, I think, will be mostly me talking with some overlay footage of what's going on. And you know, I don't want to, you know, take anyone's face or their words and make it public without them, you know, signing off on it. And for the purposes of these videos, I'm not really gonna do that. So I'll keep that to a minimum. But we spoke to Adrian's manager. We're working on a deal to get him in the film, to get him from Europe over here early next year in the spring when we're filming. In case I have to do Chris, in case we can't find someone, I'm growing the hair out. I'm working on losing some weight.
What's going on, guys? So at the moment, I'm a scruffy mess. Got a little bit more weight than what I'd like to have on me right now, but working on my transformation for off rip, just in case. It's up in the air if I'm gonna play Chris. I don't know if I'm just gonna direct, if I'm gonna play the role, but I'm working on transforming from a little bit more muscular and to more skinny, tan, longer, blonder hair, etc., etc. I'll keep y'all posted.
I might do a body transformation video just for fun, trying to get the skimboard body, which is essentially just rail thin, super skinny. Most of those guys are about as skinny as this right here.
Boom, roasted.
So this is about my target weight for my body if I end up playing Chris the skimboarder. If not, then I can keep my muscle. So ideally we can get some really talented actors for especially Jan and Pops. Jan is such a crucial role, and you know, our investor talked about being willing to, you know, make a contribution toward those actors specifically, because you know what, if you're a seasoned actor, you know, by the time you're playing a role that's in their 50s, like you've done big TV shows, you've done big movies, they're not gonna accept a super small payday unless they just really love the script. So that's one of the things about shooting a low budget film, is sometimes it's tough to get really solid actors, especially the older they get. And then additional funds, you know, there are multiple opportunities to get more money for this film, and if anyone happens to see this and they're like, wow, this project is taking off, I want to be a part of this, hey, doors open, give me a call. Basically, you know, I'm trying to leverage and obviously make deals that help these influencers and skimboarders, but I'm trying to leverage the fact that we have these professionals that, you know, have the biggest followings for the sport, you know, that the sport's ever had. Use that as a way to get some more financial capital for the film, so we can both, you know, compensate our skimboarders correctly, as well as have a bigger budget for production, you know, have the right crew on board, have the right team, have everything we need. So we're really excited about that. But either way, we have so many passionate and talented individuals that are willing to really just go all in for this project because of what it is. So this thing is, you know, it's been 2 years in the making, 2 years of going over this script and doing revisions and sending it to professional writers and meeting with professional skimboarders and going over the script with them and sending it to actors and, you know, watching films and studying and hanging out, going to skimboard competitions. I'll show some footage of the skimboard competition I went to recently. And I'm super excited about this project. I mean, this is such a passion project for me. You know, like I've always enjoyed and loved beach culture and surf culture and skim culture and skate culture and all that stuff. I've never been the best at it, but you know, we've always had fun being around that. So to be able to make a love letter to that culture and also make a family story that you know, really hopefully inspires people and impacts people. And I like showing the gritty side of things too, though. You know, I like showing people that come from nothing. Like 8 Mile is like a big inspiration for this film. As much as it's not really a sports movie, it's a come up, you know, movie. Like, you know, Eminem's story of coming from nothing, living in trailers and things. And this kind of has elements of that. Speaking of that, and of music, music is another thing I'm working on. Reaching out to music artists. Matt Mason is a huge inspiration of mine, both for when I first started learning to play guitar, as well as for the vibe of this movie. There's a song called Cut Deep. So Matt Mason is a huge inspiration. I would love to, you know, see how much it costs to get a song like that in my film and as a trailer song, you know, really showing the, I would really encourage you to listen to the full song while I'm talking about this. It's showing the kind of grittiness to come up for Chris and his family, coming from nothing, you know, living on, you know, pretty poor and dealing with the hardships and having, you know, the drug scene around him with Brent and with having, you know, these different elements of a tough life surrounding him. I think it's such a great captures such a great essence of the story in that way. And you know, it's crazy. I was thinking about this yesterday, how much music can inspire writing and film and any other thing, any other art form, or working out, or all these things. Like, I love music so much, and I think that's why it's a huge hobby of mine now, because I just love the feeling that music gives, and I hope to give those same feelings with my films. Stay tuned with everything. Thank you guys so much for checking this out, and hopefully this is a cool little small look into the piece of what's going on. You know, it's really, what I've realized is it's impossible to show you guys everything, because I'm literally working on this 24/7. As soon as I wake up, I'm reading text messages and emails. I'm making phone calls. I'm doing budget sheets. I'm doing you know, breakdowns. I'm making lists of locations. Like, you know, when you're an independent film producer, you do everything, and when my brain is moving 1,000,000 miles an hour doing those things, it's hard to film everything. Plus, it would be boring to show you guys hours and hours and days of footage of me writing and thinking. So I figure the best thing to do is talk about it, show you the highlights, and let it rip. See you next time.
It was so exhausting, so I lost it.